Harvey has been talking at length during the entertainment buzz about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez and whether or not they are on their way to getting a divorce. However, Bert came across an article. It was on sheknows.com by Delilah Gray. And the title says, experts claim Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's divorce rumors were fabricated to distract fans from this. Now, this was actually a theory we had on the show, and we talked about it. And Bert was kind of like incredulous that they would really fake a divorce just to hide the fact that she had to cancel her tour because of poor ticket sales, and she was having some flops, and her personality and persona was taking a hit. And we're like, oh yeah, for sure. Well, why listen to us when you can listen to one of the experts that was actually credited in this article? So all the way live from London, I made sure we found out exactly where she was calling from because I think this is so freaking neat. We have Mayah Riaz, and she's known as PR to the stars. She was quoted in this She Knows article. Mayah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Not a problem. It's a pleasure, Kristen.
And so, Mayah, you were one of the experts that, this happens, that celebrities will create like a distraction over here so you don't focus on what the real problem. And is that what you think is happening with JLo and Ben right now?
I believe so. Yeah. I'm not one to believe in coincidences. And if you look at, as I said in the article, there is so much going south for her career, the change of the tour name and then the cancellation. And what a PR team in that situation would do is get onto something called damage control. That is where we use something else as a distraction. JLo in the 90s, I was a huge fan and still am. But when there's a relationship or personal life that comes into it, the PR team is quick to get the headlines pointing to something less controversial. I mean, I've done tons of things that people won't know the truth behind the headline. And that's what celebrities pay big bucks to PRs to do.
So I find this fascinating. So her team and her would consider the tour not doing well worse than a rumor of her getting a divorce?
But it's just a rumor, isn't it? It hasn't been confirmed. They haven't confirmed anything. And it's getting all the headlines. Everyone's talking about it, saying tons of things. So it's just a rumor, no confirmation. And there's a distraction. No one's now talking about the tour being cancelled or the flop in album sales. So I have to caveat this. I don't know what is really going on with Ben and Jen, but that is possible.
But as a PR expert, you've seen this move used many times before.
I've done it with clients to distract from something else that makes news.
Well, I guess the average person is wondering, okay, well, they're both two negative stories. So the average person is thinking, well, why not point to something that's positive? Like, why use another negative story to detract from, I guess, the more negative one?
Because that doesn't get clicks.
Yeah, who's going to go on to the positive story? It's like, that's fine for her. They're Hollywood stars. It's great. Good news doesn't cut it. And you need something bigger. And the relationship, the reunion, is not a relationship that's been going on for a long time. They've come back. Oh no, trouble in paradise. We had huge hopes for Ben and Jen. And then suddenly it's like, it's not working out for them now. So yeah.
As an expert in this area, when we find ourselves in this conflict of trying to figure out if what we're being presented with is accurate or not, like if you could put a number on it, how often would you say the stories that we get are not actually true and are actually used as a disguise to hide something else?
There's always something that's hidden from a headline, I would say. So we would only present the press with what the client would want the world to know. There is never anything that we say to the press that is, off the record, because that doesn't exist. If a journalist gets a scoop, they're going to cover it. We just highlight, and you see it in politics as well. That's why it's called spin. But and my version is we put a positive spin. So we highlight more of the things that we know the media will hang on to so that they get distracted. And the easiest way of getting distracted is everyone's talking about it. Everyone becomes a publisher. Everybody on X talking about it. Suddenly they are creating the news. When I first started, 17, 18 years ago, it's very different landscape now. So there are things in every story that we just lay low and don't do that when we do media relations. We don't talk about that and distract.
Mayah Riaz, she's PR to the stars, a celebrity PR expert joining the Bert Show. Since you are based in London, I would love to get your take and your opinion as to how the royal family handled Kate Middleton being out of the public eye while she was dealing with her medical emergency, and now we know cancer diagnosis. So there for a while, when we didn't know what was going on, we were assuming that the palace had doppelgangers, like Kate Middleton doppelgangers, like hanging around and trying to like make it seem. Does that happen?
It's known to happen.
Okay.
You know, I can give a story that I've done years back, and I can't name anybody, but they were seen in a well-known celebrity maternity hospital, and they wanted to keep that quiet. And suddenly the London press were all over the hospital trying to get a picture of somebody. And then we got a lookalike in replace. And then suddenly the media think, oh, because the tip-off came from a member of the public. This was some years ago. Mobile phones were still rife, and said, oh, it must have been a mistaken identity, not even come to us as a PR team to verify that. So do doppelgangers happen? Yeah, all the time. I don't think the royal PR dealt with the story in a good way. Mm-hmm. It could have been handled so much better had we known the situation at the beginning. But they are the royal family. Whatever they do makes the news worldwide. So there is PR, there's celebrity PR, and then there's royal PR that's on a total different level. And then also remembering these are human beings, so they have their protection versus what they want in the public domain and public interest.
I think you also have to remember that too, especially when there's kids involved, that people are going to do what they need to do to protect their families. So, Mayah Riaz, PR to the Stars, thank you so much for joining us today. Your insight has been fascinating. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we can have you on the show again in the future. Thank you.
Happy to. Yeah, great talking to you. Thank you.
The Bert Show.